On this edition of Shelby This Week, state of our county. It's been an exciting couple of months in Macomb County, and Executive Mark Hackle says this is just the beginning. We'll tell you what he had to say about how we were thrust into the spotlight this election season and what the next year has in store next. And an update on traffic enforcement initiative. It's been 2 months since police have beefed up patrols on Hall Road and how they're updating us on the progress of the initiative. Find out just how many violations were written. Nick?
The election is over and the new board has taken seat in the boardroom. Coming up, we'll tell you how the first board meeting went for the new administration.
And it finally happened. Metro Detroit saw its first big snowfall of the season. We'll tell you how Macomb County is preparing for this winter. We've got all of these stories plus many more right now. Hello and welcome to Shelby This Week. This past week, residents who attended or watched the Shelby Township Board meetings saw new faces sitting in front of them. Nick Buckler went to the first meeting for the new board to get their take as they tried to get in sync with each other and the township issues.
Most people are happy that this election is over with, but for the 3 newly elected trustees to the board this year, they're really excited to just get started.
I think it's going to be a very good blend of everyone working together, and I'm looking for some great things to happen in 2017.
Just a mere 5 weeks ago, the Board of Trustees was elected, and Wednesday they settled in for the first of many meetings over the next 4 years.
We've got a nice blend of experience. We've got new ideas coming in. I think it's going to be a sensational year, and we're very cohesive.
Vince Viviano, Lynn Wilhelm, and John Vermeulen are joining the already serving Doug Wozniak, Stanley Grote, Michael Flynn, and Rick Stathakis. And no matter the differences this board has faced in the past, they look forward to moving past them to benefit the township for the foreseeable future.
During campaign season, you see people, I don't want to say out of character, but maybe just you see him in a different limelight. But now that, he's got the weight of Shelby Township on his shoulders like the other 6, I think he's going to do what we expect him to do and everybody else on the board, and that is make the best decisions that we can so we can move this township forward.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Nick Buckler.
Every year, local leaders host state addresses to talk about the community, the shape it's in, and to give kudos to those who've done exceptional work. Macomb County Executive Mark Hackle held his State of the County address earlier this month at Macomb Community College. And of course, a good portion of his speech was dedicated to the big event that thrust Macomb County into the national spotlight, the 2016 presidential election. He pointed out in this election and in years past, residents steer away from voting straight ticket, but vote for more on the person rather than the party.
Now, I'm not saying that party affiliation has no effect or impact, but what I am suggesting is that in Macomb County, it may have less of an impact than many might think.
The county executive also touched on the various initiatives like Green Macomb, the Blue Economy, and Make Macomb Your Home. He emphasized the transformation of the county from an old manufacturing base to a focus on more high-tech manufacturing.
There are more than 1,200 companies that make up Macomb County's network of world-class advanced manufacturing innovators. And in advanced manufacturing alone, there are nearly 40,000 highly skilled workers.
We talked with Mark Hackle after his State of the County address to go more in-depth on some of those topics and to get his take on the state of Shelby Township. You'll see that interview on our upcoming Look Ahead episode. We've talked about the new fire station being built on Shaner Road for quite some time now, and while it isn't up and running just yet, that time is coming soon. The construction is progressing nicely, the roof and the walls are all up, and while it won't be finished until the end of the month or early next month, the department has already hired new staff for the building and are looking forward to the opening.
That is the busiest quarter of the township that we've had for many years. But there's also a big lack in coverage, and this has gone back through, I can remember 2005 that this station was talked about, and even when I hired in back in 1991, there was a master plan to have 5 stations.
The department expects station number 5 will be open by the end of January or early in February. When it does open, residents will be invited to the ribbon cutting and open house. The new fire station sits on Shaner between 21 and 22 Mile Road. As we head into the new year, on a special edition of Shelby This Week, we'll ask some of our local leaders to look ahead. We want to know what will be important, what we should expect, and what's to come in 2016. We'll be talking with Supervisor Rick Stathakis, County Executive Mark Hackle, our Fire Chief Jim Swinkowski, and many others. You can watch this special edition show starting January 2nd at 6 p.m. and online at shelbytv.org. Multiple law enforcement agencies joined Michigan State Police in their traffic enforcement initiative, and now the numbers are being revealed. Police departments came together back in October to announce a proactive enforcement program on Hall Road after numerous complaints of excessive speeding, aggressive driving, and distracted driving. The goal was to reduce crashes and ultimately was successful.
We've pretty much cracked down on some of the issues that we had on M59. Distracted driving, disregarding traffic lights, speed enforcement. This is a multi-agency concept that we're going to continue to do throughout the entire season of Christmas and probably all the way into next year and next year and next year.
Now let's talk numbers. Since the initiative started, there's been 2,083 violations written and 66 arrests made. All were those going well above the speed limit, and in most cases, drivers were going 20 miles or more per hour over the posted limit. Shelby Township Police wrote 53 of those violations, and they also made 12 of those arrests, 4 being alcohol related. Police will continue to monitor that area. And while police were there to discuss the new initiative, Sterling Heights Police also announced Operation Blue Light. The program will start next week and run through January 1st. The goal is to increase motor safety and to protect those out shopping.
Well, we talk a lot about shopping and maybe getting your car broken into and things like that. So we're going to increase patrols in parking lots. We're going to do some different things like that just to make sure everybody has a good holiday season.
Police will concentrate on main intersections like Hall and Shaner, Mound and M59, and Van Dyke and 14 Mile Road. Police will up patrols, make investigative stops of vehicles, and question suspicious pedestrians with a major focus on retail shops in the area. We saw 8 inches of snow in our first big snowfall of the season, and while we've got much more snow coming our way in the next few months, the Macomb County Department of Roads says it's ready. The department handles about 1,800 miles of roadway. 320 miles of those are unpaved back roads. They send about 84 trucks onto the roads to pave all those miles of snow, monitoring the conditions 24/7 from the ComTech Command Center in Mount Clemens. Salt truck drivers are also on standby at all times, ready to be deployed, working 16-hour shifts at a time. So while we sometimes might not see those trucks on the road, just know they're out there in Macomb County. And next on Shelby This Week, it might be snowy outside, but that won't stop hundreds of runners and walkers. Find out how you can be a part of a major Christmas event in the community that's more about partying than exercising. And a major honor for a historic site. We'll tell you how one of our own landmarks is getting recognized by a major nonprofit.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
The man charged with murdering a Warren grandmother and then captured by police in Shelby Township will stand trial for the killing and police manhunt. 35-year-old Anthony Iannotti was deemed competent to stand trial after the results of a psychiatric evaluation found he understands the charges against him and is able to assist his lawyer in his own defense on the charges. Iannotti is accused of killing Donna Lawrence back in August in her Warren apartment. 6 days later, Shelby Township Police caught him with a shaved head attempting to break into another woman's home. Iannotti is facing several charges, including first-degree murder. In a separate case, he's charged with home invasion and tampering with an electronic monitoring device after he cut off his tether he was wearing prior to the alleged killing. He remains in Macomb County Jail held without bond. Hearings are expected to start next month. Registration is now open for a Shelby Township 5K that's less of a run, but more of a Christmas party. The Jingle Bell Run is on Sunday, December 18th at 9 a.m. 100% of the race proceeds will go to various charities around the area. More than 600 people are expected to come to the Jingle Bell Run this year.
Everybody comes in costumes. We have the giant guy that runs in a giant Christmas tree outfit. We have Captain America, who comes to all of our races. He's a great guy. Everybody's dressed in costumes and all, and everybody has a great time.
If you're interested in registering for the 7th annual Jingle Bell Run, just head over to shelbytv.org. A restaurant that was considered a landmark for generations turned into a blighted and vacant building. Now there will be new life in that old building. Geno Surf shut down on Lake St. Clair in Harrison Township last year after the owners, Frank Nazar and his son Nazar Jr., filed for bankruptcy. Now the banquet hall and the adjoining Luna Kai Tiki Bar has been sold to Paradise Lake Properties for $1.4 million. The company plans to renovate the building so that it can open up and add business to the lakefront. We can expect the restaurant back open sometime next year. Celebrating Automotive Heritage Day, Packard Proving Grounds won an award for its historic work in Shelby Township. Motor City's National Heritage Area is a nonprofit organization that promotes the auto industry and distributes federal grant money for the preservation and promotion of the automotive and organized labor past in the Metro Detroit area. They honored Packard Proving Grounds with the 2016 Award of Excellence for Preservation. The historic 14-acre site sitting on Van Dyke is home to 8 classic cars in several different buildings. If you're interested in taking a tour, head to packardmotorfdn.org. Selfridge Air National Guard Base in Harrison Township is about to celebrate 100 years. And what better way to celebrate than to be a finalist for a major honor? The Air Base was named one of the 5 finalists that could be picked to support the new F-35 Lightning fighter jet. County Executive Mark Hackle says this is a big deal for the Air Base and for our community as a whole.
It adds not just to our military and our defense, but to the community from an economic perspective. So it is a vital part of what we've got going for defense and the economy here in Macomb County.
Now that the A-10s have been decommissioned, Selfridge has been looking for another jet to sustain itself should there be a round of base closures. Other bases in the running for the F-35s, one in Montgomery, Alabama, one in Boise, Idaho, another in Jacksonville, Florida, and lastly, one in Madison, Wisconsin. The Air Force will now conduct ground surveys at each site with teams looking at operational requirements, infrastructure, and manpower. This mission could help protect the base's future. The final decision will be made next spring. Now that people are shopping more on their smartphones, consumer experts are looking at how mobile devices are changing the shopping experience. Mobile shopping actually accounted for $4.61 billion this holiday season. Smartphones are changing the game in 4 ways. There's more impulse buying going on, so when items are on your cell phone, it actually entices people to buy right away. Mobile shopping is also focused on deals. Retailers are shifting to push discounts through alerts via emails, text messages, and social media, making it more convenient for shoppers to capitalize on those deals on their device. And customers are always on the go. Smartphones provide speedier service wherever they may be. And that also means customer service is right at their fingertips as well. And lastly, smartphones are changing shopping by those who are doing the research portion online. Experts have found a lot of shoppers will look at online items and then go to the brick and mortar store to actually purchase the item once they've seen it in person. Needless to say, no matter how someone is using their cell phone, online shopping has become speedier and more prevalent this year with the smartphone in everyone's hands. Still ahead on Shelby this week, eggs, bacon, pancakes, and you can add St. Nick to the mix. You won't want to miss the annual Breakfast with Santa, where kids in Shelby Township had a morning full of food and fun. And seniors singing. Find out the unlikely place the Senior Center Choir spread some holiday cheer next.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
but I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Chris Kringle took some time off of his workshop to eat dinner with kids in Shelby Township. The Parks and Recreation Department held the annual Dinner with Santa event. Kids were able to sit on Santa's lap and tell him what they wanted for Christmas. They enjoyed a delicious dinner, and of course, there was lots of dancing. Frosty the Snowman even got in on that dancing. For more scenes from the Dinner with Santa, head over to our Shelby TV Facebook page. But before kids enjoyed dinner with Santa, some enjoyed breakfast with him as well.
Have you made your list and checked it twice? Because we're about to find out who's been naughty or nice.
I've been both, but I think more nice.
Santa has been sighted all over the township, and he made his latest appearance at the annual Breakfast with Santa.
We got lots of hungry little kids today with their parents. We're serving them pancakes and sausage.
Pancakes and sausage prepared by the staff at Parks and Rec and served by members of the Eisenhower Key Club. And the anticipation was building.
I'm here to see Santa.
And without further ado, the man of the hour. What are you going to tell him you want this year?
Winter sheets, matching clothes with my American Girl doll.
Some more jewelry and a headband.
The Korolevich family came out for breakfast and to celebrate what's important this season.
Family. All family. Got to be around the Christmas tree, Christmas carols, Christmas movies, everything about it.
Hello there. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Another outstanding family event hosted by the Township's PRM department. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
Merry Christmas.
You've probably worked really hard on your Christmas decoration display, so we want to see it. Every year, Shelby This Week does a special holiday light show. If you've got a great display of lights on your house or some really neat decorations, let us know. We'd love to include your home in our show. Message us either on our Shelby TV Facebook page or go on our website, shelbytv.org. Just click on the contact page. We're looking forward to seeing your decorations on the small screen. The Senior Center Choir is spreading some holiday cheer, singing at different buildings around the township.
Angels we have heard high.
In between the hustle of cases at the 41A District Court this past week, the Senior Choir sang Christmas carols for the courthouse staff, and they're making their way across the township for the rest of the holiday season. And that's it for us here at Shelby This Week. You can watch us all the time on shelbytv.org. And for updates on all of the things you've heard about today, head over to our Shelby TV Facebook page. We'll now leave you with more of the cheerful holiday sounds of the Senior Center Choir. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.
Sometimes be, which inspire your
the staff looks forward to hearing the nice Christmas carols and the nice songs that you sing, and it does brighten our day and does lift our spirits. On behalf of the staff, we thank you again for coming today and sharing your music with us, and hopefully a year from now, maybe you'll come sing to us in our new court building. Yes. Hopefully a year from now, that'd be wonderful. Thank you again, folks. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Thank you.